So hundreds of wildfires burning across Canada right now, creating really dangerous air quality for states all across the Northeast. And now it has a lot of us here wondering about our fire season. When's the smoke going to move in?
Oh, yeah. Abby Coney joining us now to talk about that. Abby, good morning. What are the experts saying? Know that climate change can make heat and drought worse, which can in turn create perfect conditions for huge and explosive wildfires. To talk more about the big issues, right now I want to bring in Commissioner of Public Lands here in our state, Hilary Franz, to talk about the big issues. Commissioner, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, hey, it's really alarming looking at all this terrible smoke in the Northeast this morning. What message would you give people who are concerned about that kind of issue this summer here?
I think it's important people realize that we are already predicting a pretty heavy fire season here, just with the noticed unseasonal hot periods we've had. We're already up in the number of acres that have burned. Last year at this time, around 92.9 acres had burned, and we are at much higher than that already. And so I think people need to be aware that fire season's here and they can take steps to prevent it. 80% of our fires are caused by humans, and we need them to be one less spark out there. In addition, we already have stepped up our resources so that we can get on our fires quickly and put them out with increased air resources, 37 here in the state, way up from about 8 just 7 years ago. And we have more firefighters, but we need everybody to be taking precautions because it is going to be a hot summer and our fuels are already dry, and we're predicting fire season will be a pretty significant one.
Yeah, these outlooks are a bit stressful. Yeah, I appreciate that. So we know that managing fires critical when we think about lowering the threat for large fires. In brief, what is our state doing right with forest management, and what are the gaps? What more needs to be done?
So we know we have to be prepared to put out fires when they start and have the resources, but we can't keep being reactive. We have to also be proactive. And we've already taken steps. Literally, we said 6 years ago, we set a goal that we were going to restore 1.25 million acres of forest. So our forests can actually fight these fires with us and not be part of the problem. To date, by the end of this year, 6 years in, we'll be halfway to our 20-year goal. Frankly, we're going to achieve our goal in half the time, in 10 years. As we've said, we've got to be working at the pace and scale of wildfire to help our forests fight these fires with us.
Yeah, what more do you want to see done here? What more funding would you like to see?
I think there's significant steps first. We're seeing more fires on our west side of the state. And I think it's important that the west part of our state realizes that fire doesn't just occur in the central and eastern Washington. About 35% of our fires are now west of the Cascades. We need people to take steps not to start those fires and to be aware of it. We also need people to realize that they can take steps before even fires at their doorstep by hardening their homes, creating that defensible space around their homes. And this is something that everyone who's in that wildland urban interface can take steps. And then lastly, people, we will likely have smoke here, whether it's in fires on our own state or whether it's fires from Oregon and California, or as we've seen, Canada. And they can take steps to help create cleaner air. One, have those KN95 masks ready. Also, help make their homes more resilient to that smoke. We'll have information on our website that they can go to, dnr.wa.gov.
Just one more very quickly, what's our state's approach to reforestation in the wake of these destructive fires? And is there anything we can do to help speed up that natural recovery process?
I mean, the first step to preventing that is to actually keep our fires small so we're not burning them in the first place. And we set a goal to keep 90% of our fires on DNR lands below 10 acres. And in 6 of the last 7 years, we have kept 90% of our fires under 10 acres. And with the significant air resources we brought in, 37 with more increased firefighters and more equipment in our own team and on the local fire districts, that is going to help, because when it burns so hot and heavy, it is hard for the landscape to naturally regenerate. But in addition to that, we have increased the investments. I want to thank the legislature to help us reforest those areas, the millions of acres that have burned over the last 2 decades. You'll see that reforestation happening in the coming years. And I just have to urge people, we love getting outdoors. We love being on this landscape, but it is hot and dry. Even as the rain comes, it will be a hot, dry summer. And we need people to be one less spark out there on our landscape.
Commissioner of Public Lands, Hilary Franz. We could talk about these issues all day long. We're glad that we got you for a couple minutes this morning.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Back to you all.